Hey guys, it's Julie with Julie's Designs here with another thrift to treasure video where I take stuff that I thrifted at either thrift stores, garage sales, sometimes people give me stuff, and I turn it into something that is more my style to usually sell, but sometimes stuff turns out really cute and I end up keeping it. So this week we're going to be working on the pumpkins. I forgot about the pumpkins in the last video, and then the video before that I didn't have time to do them. This week the pumpkins are happening. So I found these at a garage sale. I only paid like a few dollars for them. Half the work is already done. We just need to update them. So I'll show y'all how to do that in case y'all have pumpkins that y'all want to update as well. And then okay, I found out what this thing was. It was in one of my haul videos and there was lots of comments because I thought it was like an old bread tin, which I'll post a picture of what I thought it was. And you'll see why I thought it was that because it's pretty similar. But apparently these are used in restaurants to put all the utensils in. I've never worked at a restaurant, so I've probably seen one of these before, but I don't know. I didn't recognize it. So anyway, we're going to make it something super cute and a little more farmhouse, especially since I know that it's not old now. We're going to make it look old. So I think it's going to turn out really cute. And I feel like there's going to be so many uses for it. So we'll see how I decide to stage it. And then we're going to be working on this cute little stool. This was already also in one of my haul videos. The color on it is amazing, so cute. And we just need to reupholster the top, which I want to kind of make it taller. It was probably like something to put luggage on or whatever, but I want it to be up a little higher where you could put like a cute little basket or something underneath it. I mean, you always need a spot for a basket, right? And next we're going to do something with these old lights. They were once on a house and we're gonna make them like cute pieces of decor. I think the transformation on these are going to be really great. I'm excited about them. All right guys, let's go ahead and get started with all these projects. And I will not forget the pumpkins this time. They're gonna get done. To start this project, first I needed to get off all the old greenery. It came off really easy except for this stem. It was glued on really well, so I just left it. I'll work around it. Next, I'm going to paint the pumpkins with just one coat of white because I've learned from doing past sweater pumpkins, whatever is underneath is going to show through. I was hoping I could just spray them, but that wasn't working out. So I'm just putting some white paint I had laying around. I'm just going to do one coat. They're going to be like a muted orange color, but that's cool. We'll work with that. It'll look good. So what you want to get is a sweater. I just pick up sweaters at thrift stores or garage sales just in great fall colors. And they're already a circle. So you want to start off with like a circle and then you put it over the pumpkin. I'm sorry that I wasn't actually filming what I was doing. There we go. That's better. And then you're going to hot glue the bottom first. Now this takes a little bit of patience because you have to put it in place, hot glue it, and then kind of wait for the hot glue to dry and then go to the next spot. So it takes a minute. Just be patient with it and have it all glued down. And in the end, try to make it look, even though it's the bottom, try to make it look nice and flat. And then you're basically going to do the same thing on the top. You're just going to fold it over, pull it. You do want it to be tight, so that way you kind of start to see the shape of the pumpkin come through. I am using a thin knit sweater on this one. Cable knit sweaters work awesome. They look really, really good on sweater pumpkins. I like to do a combination of both thin knit and cable sweaters in all these fun colors. And you'll see on the other pumpkin, I use a cable knit sweater. And y'all, these came out so much cuter than I even imagined. I can't wait for y'all to see the final product. Okay, the next step is to get some twine to really bring out that pumpkin shape. I love using twine. It always adds extra texture and just extra cuteness to the pieces. Like I use them a lot on my pieces. So you're just gonna get it in the creases of the pumpkin and just tie it. Okay, I decorated the top of the pumpkin, and then when I was done, I realized that I didn't press the record button, so I'm just going to walk y'all through it. So I'm using these lamb's ears I got from Walmart, and then this is a piece of stick that I got out my yard, and I just cut it to size, and then you just glue everything with hot glue right on the top, and it looks absolutely amazing. I apologize, I totally forgot to take a before video of these pumpkins. And also, if you want to find out how to make the small sweater pumpkins using foam pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, I will put the link to that video in the description. To start this project, I first had to get the old fabric off. I'm just using fabric scissors to cut it off. It was actually really thick and hard to get off. It took me a minute, but I managed to get it. And then I just took a wet rag and I'm wiping down the wood. I don't want to sand it because I want to keep the finish that's on it. I just want it to make sure that it's nice and clean. Just some soap and water is fine. Then I'm measuring to the top to figure out how long I want my seat to be. This is a rug that I picked up at a garage sale, I think for $3, and I like the back of it. So that's what we're gonna use, the back of this rug, to make a nice thick seat for this stool. And I'm just kind of using the old fabric as like a guide to cut it out. And when I turned it around, I realized it was not straight at all. So then I went ahead and actually measured and marked it and then cut it out. To attach the fabric to the stool, I'm just using my staple gun, and I am just stapling the fabric onto the wood. It's really easy, super simple. Anyone can do this. Alright guys, there's a lot of steps to this project, but I think y'all gonna like the end result. So first I have to take off this back plate. They had siliconed the screws, so I'm trying to get that off, and then I was able to get the screws out and remove the back plate, and then I just went ahead and cut those wires off that were still on there. I'm going to paint these with my sprayer using white chalk paint. I keep it filled with white chalk paint. I've been getting lots of questions about my sprayer. It is a cheap $20 sprayer from Harbor Freight. I never clean it. Occasionally I'll clean off the nozzle, but that's about it. I ain't got time for that. I use it almost every day. I haven't had issues, but I figured if I did, I'd rather just replace the $20 sprayer than spend my time cleaning it every day. So that's what I do. It works for me. Once the paint is dry, I'm going to distress the piece. I am distressing this piece using just 220 sandpaper and a wet towel. Just a combination of these two things I think gives it a nice kind of natural distress look, and I just pretty much hit the edges of the piece. I'm using a piece of wood to create like a rustic wooden base. So I cut the edges to size, and then I'm going to use a piece of wood just to outline the rest of it. And then I'm going to take it to the saw, and I'm going to turn my saw to a 45-degree angle, and then I'm just going to go along the lines that I already just traced out. I want the piece to be like the pieces to be two different sizes. So one to be lower and one to be a little higher. So I decided to put legs on one of the wooden bases. I mean, legs just make everything look so much cuter. So these are just some little legs I had cut from my crib runs that I keep. And I glue them down and then I nail them down and they are good to go. If y'all ever find a crib on the side of the road or for a low price, pick it up. There's so much you can do with it. Okay, next I need to attach the lantern to the wood. So I'm using this great, awesome Gorilla Glue. I use it all the time and I'm just going along the edge and then you put it on the wood and you want it to let it sit for 24 hours. I did end up going back and putting a screw in the back just because I wanted to make sure it really stayed attached to the wood. All right, now we're gonna work on making this utensil holder look amazing. So I wanna make a wood frame for it, and when I'm cutting wood out, I've just learned to measure it on the piece, because if I use a tape measure, by the time I get to my saw, I'm done forgot what the measurement was. So this is the way I do it, is easiest for me. So once I cut out all the pieces, I'm using my nail gun and I'm going to nail all the pieces together. You can just use nails, you can use wood glue as well. It just depends what I'm working on. If I use wood glue, sometimes it's messy. And then I'm gonna put these two bottom pieces in because I want the tray to sit, you know, on top of this. And then once the frame is built, I'm just sanding it down and kind of rounding out the edges. I just find that it makes it look so much nicer when the piece is all together and you round out the edges and just make it look nice and clean. Next, we're gonna be making some little handles from some spindles. Like I said, always keep these little spindles from chairs and cribs. That way you can use them for just all sorts of things. So I'm making like an end piece on the handle and I'm going to attach it using the nail gun. Y'all see what I'm doing? And then I'm gonna paint this part white. So the box is gonna stay natural wood and then the handle is gonna be white. So when I'm leaving stuff natural wood, I like to put this mixture on it just to make it look all the same. On this piece I did use the same wood, but sometimes I'm mixing wood and using different stuff. So it's just some watered down brown paint and you just put it on the whole piece and it comes to like this nice matte finish. I painted the metal white and lightly distressed it. And since this is going to be a tray that's going to be used, I definitely want to put a clear coat on it. I'm using Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel. It just protects the piece and makes it so that you can clean it and the chalk paint won't come off. And it's just super easy out the spray can. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and as always, leave a comment below and let me know what was your favorite project this week.